Hi guys, let's talk about 5 ways to start a strong affirmation practice. To be able to have a strong affirmation practice, you need to know how to use your affirmations. One of the most important things about using an affirmation is repeating them throughout the day because we're affirming whatever our affirmation is. We want to make it positive. So that way we have a positive affirmation and we want to repeat it over and over and over. Okay? Then we need to believe our affirmation. And that is one of the hardest things to do, but is probably the most important. Because if you don't believe your affirmation, why are you wasting your time affirming it? All right? So let's go ahead and get started with the 5 things to do to start a strong affirmation practice. And these 5 things will carry you over into all of the affirmations you do for like the rest of your life. All right? Okay, let's go. Number 1, you need to ground yourself. And this is really, really kind of the easiest thing that you're going to do with your affirmations, right? You're going to take 2 to 3 really deep cleansing breaths, hold them for a count of 3 or 5, whatever you're comfortable with, okay? So it would be like inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where I'm counting like the 2, 3, 4, 5, you're continuing to inhale. It's really hard for me to do that and talk to you at the same time, so I'm not going to do that. But you understand it's like the same thing with meditation, with yoga. Inhale, exhale, right? Some people find it very hard to hold it for the 5 seconds. So you can do 3. You need to find where it's okay for you without like panicking, feeling like you're out of breath. That's what you're going to do, okay? The reason you're going to do this is because it's going to help your mind, your body, and your spirit get focused in what you're going to be talking about, what you're thinking, what you're affirming, right? So when we're just talking throughout the day, like, okay, here's the gossip around the coffee filter or around the water tank, and here's doing my daily business, and here's me at work, and all of that kind of stuff, and you throw in affirmations right there, your mind doesn't really stop and think about it, and you can judge instantly, this is true, this is not true. Within seconds, you have like, yeah, I'm going to pay attention to this, or that is gone within a couple of seconds, right? And we don't want that with our affirmation. With our affirmation, we actually want that what is being said is being paid attention to. So when we stop and like do our breathing, right? Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale. A couple of times that causes our brain to go like, wait, stop, something important, something different is happening, okay? And when that happens, it lets our brains go, wait, what? Hold on, what? What are we affirming? What? Instead of going, no, that is utter ridiculousness. I'm not going to listen to it. Yeah, just toss that thought out. You go ahead and say it however many times you want. It's not true. That sort of a thing. That's what we don't want. We want our body, our mind, and our spirit to go, wait, what? Affirmation, whatever we're affirming. Okay, let's look at this a little bit more, right? That's what we want. All right. So step 2, with your very first affirmation. So if I tell you the affirmation, I am worthy, for example, right? And this is the first time we're using this affirmation, it is a really good idea to stand in front of a mirror. Or you can like turn your phone camera to reverse so that way you can see yourself on your phone screen and watch what you're doing when you say this affirmation. Okay. And here's why that's important. Or here's some ideas about it. I'm kind of lost, I'm sorry. So when we do this, when we're watching ourselves in the mirror as we say something different than what we're normally accustomed to thinking, we can see like we kind of roll our eyes, or we can see our shoulders tense, or our jaws clench. We can see a reaction that we wouldn't normally be paying attention to if we weren't looking at ourselves in the mirror. So when we do this though, how I just said, we can see like we stress out, or our jaws clench, our shoulders tense up. We want to make sure that we're loving to ourselves, right? We don't want to go, oh my God, I'm so stupid because I can't do this, or anything along that line. We're going to pretend for a few minutes that the person in the mirror that is reacting to this new affirmation is somebody completely different. And how would you treat that different person? You're going to be kind and loving to them, right? You're going to be like, it's okay. I know you've got a lot of baggage that you're holding on to. I know you've come from a line of abuse. I know whatever the situation is, but this is something that is good for you. So let's really give it a try. Something along that line, right? You're going to be really, really loving to yourself to help yourself believe the affirmation. What I've just said about watching for reactions. How are you reacting to the affirmation? Are you rolling your eyes? Why? Are you clenching your jaw? Why? What is your very subtle reaction to this affirmation? And then we need to give ourselves some TLC, okay? Because most of us have our own negative affirmations. And I'll talk about this in another video, okay? We have our own negative affirmations that we've been repeating to ourselves for decades, most likely. I mean, I'm pretty sure none of you watching this are under the age of 10, right? Y'all are in your older ages, 15, 17, 27, 37, 47, 57, 77, whatever it is. You've been saying these things for decades. I'm stupid, for example, right? That didn't just start yesterday. You've been saying it for a while. So if you now say, I'm smart, I'm capable, and that is your new reaction, you're not going to want to believe it. So give yourself a hug. Really, really pamper yourself for a few minutes. Be loving to yourself. Treat this yourself as you would treat somebody else for a few minutes while you're working with this new affirmation. Because affirmations, everybody says they're easy, but they're not. They're really, really hard. Okay. And they are really outside of your comfort zone if you're going to do it correctly. And we'll talk about that in another video too. I'm just trying to get you guys started here. Okay. All right. So I think this is step number 3, right? We're going to repeat the new affirmation slowly and clearly for a few days. Okay. So for example, I am worthy. We're not going to try to rush through that affirmation. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. And then in an hour, do it again. I'm worthy. No, we're going to go slow. I am worthy. Okay. And the reason we're going to do this are 3 top reasons here. We're going to create a new script to believe. That's what an affirmation is. It's a new script that you're going to believe. So if we're going to use worthy again, right? I am worthy. We want this to be slow and clear in our head as we begin to pave a new path, a new script of I am worthy. Number 2, we're going to want to watch triggers that happen. And when I was talking about like, do your jaws clench? Do your shoulders tense up? Are you rolling your eyes? Those are parts of your triggers. But there can be triggers like inside you're feeling like you're choking. Your chest is getting tight. Your hands are getting clammy. That sort of thing. We want to know where these are coming from. Now, this is part of shadow work, okay? And I'm sure you guys have heard of shadow work. But in order to really start working into affirming new things, we're going to have to work on getting rid of old stuff, okay? And the shadow work and this noticing your trigger will do that. So for example, if I say, I am worthy, and I feel a panic attack coming on, I need to try to look at why is being worthy causing me panic, okay? And you can like journal these things out. Really, really quick, just something basic. You don't have to go really deep into it unless you want to, okay? Number 3 of repeating your affirmations slowly and clearly is it lets you see where you can comfort and nurture yourself. So for the example of the panic attack coming on when I say I am worthy, why? Why do we have this panic attack, right? Why do we feel a panic attack coming on? And it could be something as simple as when we were kids and we asked for a new pair of shoes. Our parents told us we didn't have the money for the new pair of shoes. And so every time you say, I'm worthy of something, it triggers a mindset of scarcity or lack, and you freak out that you don't have enough money, right? That's not your baggage. You just happened to pick it up from your parents. Your parents laid the baggage out. You went, okay, and picked it up. This is part of shadow work also, I'm sorry. But we want to know why this is happening, right? And now you can say, as an adult, you can say, I am worthy of a pair of shoes. I'm worthy of a new pair of shoes. If my shoes don't fit, I am worthy of a pair of shoes, or whatever it is that caused your trigger, right? So this is another reason that we are working slowly and clearly with our affirmations. Our next step in having a strong affirmational practice is repeating it often. Okay, so now we've gone through looking through the mirror at the mirror when we're saying our new affirmation and seeing how we react. We've gone through understanding how we're reacting to the affirmation, or we don't even have to always understand it. We just have to have a basic idea. I panic when I think I'm worthy because my parents told me I wasn't. I panic when I think I'm worthy because my first boyfriend told me I wasn't. I panic when I think I'm worthy because the bullies at school told me I wasn't. Whatever. Now we're going to start repeating it, because when we repeat our affirmation, we are creating our new script. We're starting to cause a new energy around us, right? That is going to cause this new situation for us. That is what our affirmation is. We are affirming something new, okay? So by repeating our affirmations, we begin to carve a new reality. New ways of thinking take time. This is something that all of my clients come to me freaked out about, okay? Is they're like, Maria, I started saying I was worthy yesterday and nothing is changing. Well, yesterday is too quick, sweetheart. 2 months ago, saying it for 2 months is too quick. You might have, if you've got decades of baggage that says you're not worthy, it's going to take a while to get to the point where you believe you are worthy, okay? And that's our second thing here. If we've been using negative affirmations for years or decades, our new affirmations are not going to take effect quickly or instantaneously. We're not going to feel better oftentimes. We're not going to feel better instantly, or we feel better for like the first couple of days and then we crash and we feel like crap and we're like, the affirmation didn't work. The affirmation is working as long as you believe it's working. Now, this is something I'm going to pull in as an antidote, right? If you say, I don't feel healthy, I want to eat a healthier diet, but every time you look at a dessert, you're having trouble, like, I want that dessert, and not eating the dessert or not indulging in the dessert, or you do a really good job of not eating the dessert for a few weeks and then you eat a whole entire chocolate cake, that sort of thing, that is exactly the same as our affirmations. And it has nothing to do with willpower. All of the dietitians and all of the exercise people, don't listen to that, okay? Our affirmation has to do with, we have let's think of it as like a river for a little while. The Grand Canyon, for example. The Grand Canyon had thousands of years of water flowing through that particular path until now we have a canyon that is thousands of feet deep, right? Had somebody stopped that path, it wouldn't have been able to get that deep. If any of the dams around the Grand Canyon break, all of the water goes back into that canyons areas and it gets higher and higher and higher, right? The same thing happens with an affirmation. You've got this path that your thoughts have taken always before, right? Up until this new moment that you're starting this new affirmation, your thoughts have always taken this path. It's the line of least resistance. Everything is going to go in that direction as soon as it can, because that is what you have programmed your thought process to do, right? So when you're saying, I am worthy, for example, again, but you believe you're not worthy for hundreds of days, right? for hundreds of seconds, for thousands of seconds throughout every day for the past couple of decades, then when you start saying you are worthy, it's like you put a dam in that place. But with time, that dam can come down without you even doing anything, because it's the line of least resistance. So it's going to take some time for you to get there, but you will get there. I promise you, you will get there. It's just not going to be as easy as everybody tries to make it out to be. And this is why my students become successful, is because I tell them it's not easy. It's going to take some time. It's going to be a little uncomfortable for a little while, but you will get there. And they can affirm, and they can do their affirmations, and they can manifest their affirmations, because they realize it's going to take some time. It's not instantaneously. Okay. All right. So then our most important part of our affirmation is you have to believe that that affirmation is true. Okay? Believing is the most important step of your affirmation process, because if you don't believe it, why are you wasting your time saying it? Why are you wasting your time trying to create that if you don't believe it, right? It's going to be hard, as I've already said, but I want you to think of, why can't that happen? Why can't that be true, your affirmation? So let's take worthy again, right? If you believe for however long that you're not worthy, and your new affirmation is being worthy, and you're having a hard time believing that you are worthy, why can't you be worthy? And you guys are going to say things like, well, because, and then you're going to pop something out. Because my boyfriend said I wasn't worthy. Because I don't have the income to do that. Well, the income to do that does not make you worthy of anything. You are worthy no matter what. You just don't have the income to do that. Okay? That's a whole other video also. But why can't you be worthy? You can be worthy, right? There's nothing that is marked on you that says you can't be worthy of anything that you want. And if you're in the affirmation communities, they will tell you, like, whatever you want is your birthright. You are worthy of whatever you want. But you have that script in your head that somehow you picked up that says you aren't. So I want you to challenge that. Why can't it happen? Right? Not make a list of all of the reasons it hasn't happened. I don't want you to make a list of all of the reasons why you think it won't happen. I want to know, why can't it happen? Why can't you be worthy of love? You're going to say you're unlovable. In whose opinion? In whose perception? You're going to say you're overweight. In whose opinion? In whose perception? And if this is by your perception, then how can you begin to change that? Okay. Whole other video again. But why can't it happen? If this is your affirmation and you don't believe it can happen, why can't it happen? And how can you challenge that? Okay. And again, remember that you've believed other statements and you have affirmed other statements. You can believe and affirm any statement that you want. And honestly, an affirmation is just that. It is a statement, a thought, a belief that you affirm to be correct. And honestly, it don't matter if anybody else affirms it with you. As long as you affirm it, you will begin to see the differences, okay? You'll begin to notice the way energy around you begins to change, because you are changing, all right? Okay. So to recap, I don't want to go back. To recap, we're going to speak our affirmations in the mirror first time. We're going to watch for our triggers. We're going to speak our affirmations slowly and clearly, so that way we begin writing our new script. We're going to repeat that over and over and over. And like while you're washing the dishes, while you're folding the laundry, when you're going to the bathroom, while you're brushing your teeth. You don't have to speak it out loud to make it true. You can think it. Okay, so that way nobody else can start messing with your affirmation, because your affirmation is between you and your belief alone. And then you need to believe it, which again is the most important but the hardest part. All right. Okay. So I do have some freebies for you. You can scan these codes, and I will make sure that down below there are links for you. The top code is going to give you a little information sheet with pretty much what we've just gone over, but very condensed, and a checklist, so that way you can start writing some things down. And the second sheet is going to give you, I have here that it's a 15 card printable affirmation deck, but I'm going to give you another little code in a minute, so you can get a code of some affirmations on affirmations that I've just created for you too, okay? So there's a couple of different freebies for you in this video. If you liked this video, please make sure you hit subscribe, like, share, all of that kind of stuff. If you know someone who's having trouble doing affirmations also, make sure you share it with them too, because sharing the love helps you bring in good energy and all of that kind of stuff. And then two, keep your eyes on the channel, because I'm going to be working on some more affirmation stuff for you. So that way you can start affirming the heck out of your life, because that's what I want for you guys. I want you to have that self-esteem. I want you to have that confidence. I want you to have that affirmations. Okay? I'll see you guys later. Bye.